So I want to talk about distracted driving for a moment. And one of the things I have been seeing while I've been on the road is that throughout the increase of technology and cell phones and tablets and computers in the cars and different things like that right there, a lot of people are becoming distracted. And we got young people out here not thinking about the consequences of their actions when it comes to texting and driving. So I see a lot of people that text and drive, and as me having my CDL license and driving a truck, a lot of people will ask me, like when I'm training and stuff, I always tell people, okay, you need to drive for 5. They even tell you this in defensive driving class. You need to drive for the person in front of you, the person behind you, the person on your right and your left, plus you need to drive for yourself. You need to be looking out for all those people. And because you have your CDL license, there comes a greater responsibility that's placed upon you. So if something happens, the law is the law, and they're gonna look at you like you're the professional. And so let's take this for an example. Let's say like on 285, you got the you have some places 3 lanes, some places 4 lanes, and so they will tell you on both of the 2 outside lanes that truckers, if you have like over 8 wheels, 6 wheels, 8 wheels, something like that, that you're not supposed to be in the 2 left lanes. And so when they tell you that, as a professional driver, you automatically know, okay, you need to ride in the 2 right lanes. But case in point, what if the person in the right lane, in the second right lane, the one that's over towards the middle lane, what if that person right there is going like 40 miles an hour? What do you need to do? Do you need to go over to the left lane, in the lane that you're not supposed to be in, or go to the right lane? Is it legal to go over in the left lane just for a couple of minutes or just for a couple of seconds, then get over in the right lane, and pass them? Is that legal? No, it is not legal. Want me to tell you why? Because let's say you're driving in the second lane, okay? You got your lane on the right hand side, you got your lane on the left hand side. So let's say you're driving in the second lane. And if you're driving in that second lane right there, and you got a car that's in front of you that's going 45 miles an hour, and you choose to get over in the third lane, once you get over in that third lane, basically the law is out the window for you. So even if a person was drunk, even if something was happening and they was texting and driving, it was their fault, and they run up in the back of you, or they hit your car or they hit your truck because you ran because you know they were swerving or what, they were eating a hamburger or whatever, guess whose fault it is? It's still your fault, because you're not supposed to be over in that lane anyway. So the law is going to look at you and say, okay, well, you shouldn't have been over there. And no matter what you try to say, no matter if you try to say, well, the person over here, that was going like 45 miles an hour, so I just got over there for a couple of seconds just to pass them so I wouldn't be holding up traffic. They're going to say, well, you're not supposed to be in that lane anyway, because you're prohibited from that lane. And so as a CDL professional, they're going to hold you accountable, and they're going to say that that was a preventable accident, which that goes on your record, CSA, everything like that right there. And possibly, more than likely, going to mess you up down the long run, especially if you're driving for a company and you don't have your own company. And I imagine if you did have your own company, that your insurance would go up, because that was a preventable accident. Now, if I'm in the left lane, well, let's say the second lane. If I'm in the second lane and I already know I see somebody back there swerving, and I'm looking on my right, my left, I'm looking in the front and the back, looking at all my mirrors and stuff like that, and I already know that a person is distracted and that they're driving and they're texting and stuff like that, and I see that, and I see that they're swerving and stuff, and I don't move out the way, guess what? If I tell the police officer that, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna be at fault because that's not defensive driving. And they expect you to drive defensively. So you need to make sure that you're covered on every angle. That you need to make sure that you cover yourself, that you cover the person on the left side of you and the right side of you, the front and the back of you, so that when stuff is happening, you can be able to discern what's going on. Okay? Like I got an individual right now. I'm in the middle lane, and I know this lady over here, I'm looking at her. She keep looking down, so I know she's texting. Look, okay, she got the phone, she's texting. Okay? So I already know that. So I get over in my lane right here. I put on my blinker just in time. So I get on my lane, I get in the right lane so I can move out the way. Now sometimes you're not gonna be able to move out the way, and you just got to slow up, do everything you can do to be able to avoid a situation where somebody may stump on the brakes early, or they may not use a turn signal. And so I need to be watching out for all of that stuff. Another thing is this right here. When it comes to driving trucks, and when it comes to having your professional license, now you're considered a professional because you don't went to school, or however you got your license. You have more training than the average bear. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to be able to look in front of you and judge the traffic in front of you. I like to tell it like this right here. It's like you're a quarterback, and it's like you're a quarterback, and you want to look and see what all the traffic is doing. You want to be able to drive in such a way that you can predict, okay, this person right here is getting ready to get over. Okay, you can look almost in, if it's not heavily covered with tint and stuff like that, you can look on the inside of a person's car, and you can say, okay, I know they're getting ready to get over because they keep turning their head, doing like this, because they're not using their mirror. So you know they're about to get over. So you automatically know, hey, look, they're getting ready to get over. There's no need. I've seen truckers do this. There's no need to speed up and say, well, I'm not going to let you over. You ain't putting on your blinker. Like, you have to be able to recognize hazards. You have to be able to recognize hazards. You have to be able to recognize hazards before the hazards even appear. And so right here, I'm coming up on a red light. Now I need to be looking to my left and to my right. Even though I had a green light, there may be somebody coming down here don't have no brakes. So I'm looking down there to make sure ain't no cars coming, so that I don't get T-boned when I come across the light. Okay, and then I'm coming up on a green light right here. So since I'm coming up on a green light, this light has been stale for a minute. Stale means it's just been right there for a minute. And so at any moment, that light can change. I'm looking at the traffic over there, the traffic over here, the roads over here. I'm watching out for pedestrians and seeing if there's anybody riding bikes and seeing if there's anybody walking down the street. So I'm watching out for all of this stuff, trying to make sure that I'm doing the right thing and being a defensive driver while I'm driving down the highway. Okay? Then I'm also watching for my stuff too. I'm watching for my stuff, making sure that I have an out if something was to happen. Okay. So I'm watching for all that stuff. Now we have some cars over here. Look like they don't even. Okay, now they're slowing down. Okay. Now people that come up to these lights, man, they don't treat the lights as a stop sign or a yield sign. They just treat it as a merge, and they just get out there and just boom, just merge onto the side of you. And so I guess that's my lesson right there in defensive driving, part 1. I could come back with a part 2, and also to let you know, I'm not, all of this stuff is voice activated, so I'm not touching the phone while I'm driving.